What's going on, everyone? So today was the first day of Lakers training camp. Lakers basketball is back. Couldn't be more excited. So let's talk about kind of the highlights that were thrown out in the first training camp of the season. Now, starting with the injuries, obviously Jared Vanderbilt and Christian Wood were both expected to be out for training camp. Both were indeed out for training camp. But it wasn't just Jared Vanderbilt and Christian Wood. We actually had a couple other key injuries. One being Cam Reddish. Now, this is really unfortunate, right? Because one, Cam Reddish can't stay healthy. Now, it does appear that it was more precautionary, that the reasoning was listed as soreness, but you also don't want that to be a persistent issue. Dealt with injuries all year last season. He's kind of dealt with injuries his entire career. And he's a guy that talked about all the things that he worked on, strengthening his ankles, strengthening his legs, working on his catch and shoot, working on just ball handling and certain elements of his game to really expand his game to be a better two-way player. And you really want to kind of see what can you get from Cam Reddish. Now, he is a guy that is expected to kind of be out of the rotation. J.J. Redick talked about how he wants to have a 9-man rotation, and problem is that with the 9-man rotation, you're going to have a few guys out of the rotation, and Cam Reddish is probably one of them. But he's also a guy that, in a pinch, could come in and really have an impact, particularly on the defensive side of things, right? His size, his length, his defensive versatility, he gave us a very good Jared Vanderbilt impression before he ended up getting hurt last season. He was just overplayed by Darvin Ham rather than utilizing him in key spots at key moments. The other thing, too, is like Cam Reddish is a guy that I've always been very high on. I've always liked Cam Reddish because he has all the tools, all the intangibles you want for him to be, like, at worst, an elite 3-and-D guy. Right? I mean, he has great size, 6'8", 6'9". He's got like a 7'2" wingspan. He's incredibly athletic to put the ball on the deck. He just can't shoot and stay healthy, right? And his positioning on the court at times is not great. So he's a guy that you're really hoping could kind of come in and continue to make improvements, continue to take strides. He's still young enough to where he's not 30 to where it's like, you're probably best to just let him go at this point. He is a guy that I do think, if he can really start taking some real strides in his development, could potentially be a piece. Again, he's 25 years old, and he just turned 25 September 1st. So he's not a guy that's, again, 28, 29, 30. He's only a year older than Dalton Connect, who we just drafted, or like a year and some change. But like the point is that he's still young enough to where he could be a real development guy for you, but it's up to Cam Reddish to really work on the things necessary, as well as be able to stay healthy and be on the basketball court. But beyond him, you also had Jordan Goodwin. Now, Jordan Goodwin obviously isn't on the roster, but he's a guy you really want to kind of see what he's capable of, because a couple reasons. One, he did a number on D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves when he played against the Lakers, and you want to see kind of a competitive training camp and see what he could do to those guys and how they can adjust. And he's an excellent rebounder at the guard position. So it kind of helps us work on the themes and issues that we had last season. But also he's a guy you want to kind of get a look at, because if at any point this season you do end up pulling off a trade, let's say you end up trading D'Lo or you trade Gabe Vincent, you may be in the market for a guard that can come in, kind of be an initiator, play some defense, help rebound, do the dirty work. Jordan Goodwin would be perfect in that role. And he's dealing with a hamstring injury based on the reports. Now, the severity, we don't know. Again, could just be kind of a precautionary thing. But you hope that he can kind of get out there on the basketball court at some point for training camp. So that way you can kind of, see what he could potentially provide. See what he could potentially give you out there at the guard position, right? But beyond the injuries, because there were, of course, a lot more than just injuries, you just had a really good training camp. All accounts and reports were just, it's day one. You're not expecting anything insane, anything crazy, but just kind of the workouts, scrimmages, things like that came across as really well. Everyone's in good spirits. Everyone's excited to get this season started. Everyone's working hard and just being competitive. What you want to see, right? Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, these are two guys that are expected to play a huge role for the Lakers this year. JJ Redick has talked highly on both of them in kind of ways that JJ can kind of tap into their potential and put them in positions to succeed. D'Angelo Russell's coming off a historically great season as far as the regular season goes. Can he at least maintain that? If not, maybe elevate slightly and actually be a little better? That would be huge for the Lakers. And then, of course, Austin Reeves coming off of a season where, he was just so inconsistent. It was more lack of consistency more than anything. So it'd be nice to just kind of see these two guards really kind of develop and be better. Also, another guard that really stood out based on reports was Max Christie. Now, here's the thing. We heard that same stuff about Jalen Hood-Schifino last season. So, how much of it is just kind of like, hey, he's the new shiny toy that just got the new contract. And, we want to hype him up. We want to make it seem like he's, it wasn't anything. Hopefully he really is, busting behinds in practice and in training camp. So that way, he's expected to play a big role this season for the Lakers. He's expected to kind of come in and be an integral part of this team right out the gate. Obviously it's year 3, but still, he's a guy that, you want to see kind of really hit some strides and have a real opportunity to impact both sides of the basketball on both the defense and offensive side of things. But another real standout based on the reports was Jackson Hayes. Because Jackson Hayes looked really good. He was energetic, rebounding well, just working hard out there on the basketball court. He's going to be asked to play a big role, at least until Christian Wood gets back. Jackson Hayes is going to be the guy that's really relied on in those backup role minutes. Christian Koloko, we'll see. Christian Koloko, he's still, based on everything I've seen, is still not signed on yet officially. He hasn't been cleared by the league yet. So you'd like to see him get cleared at some point so we can kind of see what he can provide and what he can do out there on the basketball court. It'd be nice to kind of find that out. But Jackson Hayes is a guy that you want to see him have a big role. He talked about in media day about how he needs to be better of just like defending without fouling and just putting himself in better positions. And hopefully that is the case this season for the Lakers because he is a guy that can provide a lot. You look at a team like Dallas and think of what Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford did for them. Jackson Hayes could do a lot of that same stuff. He's not the shot blocker that those guys are, but he's actually really good at defending in the pick and roll, moving his feet well, defending out on the perimeter. And if he can kind of be that role man, be that, hyper energetic guy that's just rebounding and defending and kind of filling in the gaps, that could be huge for the Lakers. Right? If Jackson Hayes can improve and be a little better, that could go a long way this season for the Lakers. Obviously, Gabe Vincent, it's nice to see him out there putting in work, kind of getting reps and doing his thing out there on the basketball court. He's expected to, again, be a real 3-and-D guy this season for the Lakers, point of attack guard that can make an impact and go a long way. Obviously, Anthony Davis and the key guys, you want to see him, Rui, LeBron James, guys like that. You want to see them continue to grow, continue to improve, continue to take strides. Obviously, Rui, LeBron, and Anthony Davis were all in the Olympics. And Rui was a guy that was leading his team and was the best player for Japan. So you would like to see him kind of take some strides and continue to improve and continue to be better, right? JJ Redick's talked heavily about how Rui Hachimura kind of put him in better positions to have some more success. He's a guy that I talked about repeatedly. I hated how Darvin Ham maximized and utilized Rui Hachimura. The lack of awareness on where to slot him at times was incredibly frustrating. So it'd be really nice to kind of see him be slotted in the right positions, be slotted in the right roles. But we'll see how that plays out and how that develops. And then, of course, LeBron James is LeBron James. He's out there wheeling, dealing, looking excellent. Year 22, age 40. A lot of expectations, right? But like him and Anthony Davis have shown that they are still very capable of competing and going on a deep playoff run. And they've looked very good in the Olympics as well as, now jumping into training camp and then hopefully into the season. Right? And if they can kind of continue to take some real strides, obviously, look, they're going to do their thing. LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they're going to be LeBron James and Anthony Davis. It really is on the back of the other guys, right? what do the role guys look like? How do the role guys step up? How do the role guys kind of fit in and play their role? And can they play it to a consistent and high enough level to where, you know, you can put yourself in a position to win a lot of games? We'll see. Time will tell. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you think that, like, you know, hey, it's excited. Basketball's back. Guys are going to look great. Lakers going to have a good season. Do you think, like, you know, I'll kind of wait and see how the season plays out, see how guys play out, see how guys look? Is there anyone in particular you're excited to hear about as we venture into training camp? And then got our first game on the 4th, which is Friday. Obviously, it's preseason, but still, it's very exciting. Kind of see some of these guys on the court in action, kind of see and implement some of the things we've been working on. Should be very exciting. But again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. It's me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.